Welcome to the Asterisk Gaming Table. My name is Tyler. Today we'll be playing Horizons of Spirit Island. Spirit Island was a game published in 2017 by Greater Than Games, designed by R. Eric Royce. It's had a number of expansions: Branch and Claw, Jagged Earth, some promo content. There's a new expansion coming out fairly soon, I believe. This particular game, Horizons of Spirit Island, is a standalone. I don't want to call it an expansion because it doesn't really add a whole lot, but it does add some more spirits. I'll be playing two of those today. I do have Spirit Island, Branch and Claw, Jagged Earth, and both promo packs. I do not have Nature Incarnate pre-ordered. I haven't decided, mostly because I've not played almost any of Spirit Island. I have a lot of content. I've just not explored it, even the base game. So when I got Horizons of Spirit Island as a gift, I thought it would be a great way to just start slow, get into it, and with that in mind, I hope this will be a new series on the channel, sort of a journal, perhaps, of me learning the various spirits and exploring the scenarios come in. The other content, Horizons here, does not actually have any scenarios that comes with it. There's some adversaries you can add in. Again, Horizons doesn't actually have any adversaries. It does, I think it has a partial adversary. It says in the rulebook for Horizons that if the game is too easy, you can use a rule that I believe is taken from an adversary from the base game, where you simply, during the invader phase, you simply add a town anywhere that does not have a town, just to increase the difficulty. Today I'll be playing a two-player solo game, or two-handed solo game, with Eyes Watch from the Trees. I'm very interested to explore these because they're a highly defensive spirit, and I tend to play very defensively in most games. And then I'll also be playing Rising Heat of Stone and Sand. This should be a good counterpoint to Eyes Watch from the Trees. It's a very offensive spirit by the chart here. I hope they play well together. Of course, playing a single spirit is always an option. You kind of just close off half the board here. I will say that I'm using the Horizons board here. I could be using one of the base game boards, and it would probably take up less room on the screen here. But I figured if I get some people that just are experiencing Horizons, this will be a little more familiar of a setup. And then as we explore more of the content here in this series, which I believe I'm going to call That's the Spirit. As I progress through the series, we'll definitely see some of the base game content, and I'm really excited to get into the Branch and Claw. I think a lot of those spirits and powers are really interesting with the new tokens, and then Jagged Earth, of course, includes a lot more as well, both with the Branch and Claw rules, as well as Jagged Spirit added layers from specifically that expansion as well. So we'll get started here. Rising Heat will be using the orange tokens. Eyes Watch will be using the blue. I'll just quickly generate the Explorer deck, and then we'll just move on through. I'll randomly discard one of the number 3s. Then I'll randomly discard one of the number 2s. Let me do that right. Take one out. There we go. And randomly discard one of the number 1s. So this is the game timer for the game. When this deck runs out, game's over. The game can end a number of other ways as well. Speaking of which, I'll get some blight tokens out here. Now there is a big errata with the base game and all of the other editions and printings where there's an off by one error with the blight pool. But here in Horizons, it accounts for that. So in a two-player game, which is what this side of the board is set up for, it says to add 11, and that reflects the 5 per player plus 1 in the errata. So I don't have to count. I'll just make a pattern. There we go. Wait, nope. There we go. Maybe I should count. That's right. Alright, so that's 11 blight. We'll also add 8 fear to the fear pool. This is 4 per player, and since I'm playing two-handed, I'll make 8 fear. You'll notice I'm using some just plastic bowls here for components. These don't come with the game. Also have a different style here just to stay organized. Build the fear deck. Next, shuffle the cards. Lay down 1, 2, 3. I'm using the terror level dividers from the base game because I like them. They're a lot chunkier. They're chipboard rather than cardstock, which is what the Horizons edition comes with. So we'll put 3 down in each terror level. Straighten that up a little bit. And that should be 9 total fear cards. Alright, we'll just give the power decks a quick shuffle. Alright. I'm just using some card racks. These are just business card holders actually. They work great for just organizing cards. During the game you'll see some of these dice. I'll use these for defense tokens typically. If I play a defense for a land, I will, if it's a defense 5, I'll put a defense 5 token there. And then usually, the corresponding spirit token, so that I can refer to the necessary card if it comes up. So you might see those come out. Alright. I'll do the base setup on the board here, and then I'll bring you back in once I'm done. Alright. I've got just the basic board set up here. In each of these lands, it just tells you what to put there. So I've got some Dahan out here. I've got some cities and some towns and some starting blight. We'll get started on the spirit setup here. Let's see. The eyes watch from the trees. I will put a presence in the highest numbered jungle. Oh, and eyes watch from the trees will be here on the top, and then rising heat will be here on the bottom. So I do have the spirit panels laid out appropriately. So I'll put 2 presents in the highest numbered jungle, so that'll be 5 here, and I would normally stack these, but for the purposes of the camera I will set them side by side. And Eyes Watch from the Trees starts with 4 unique power cards here and 0 energy. It says the playstyle is good at defending against ravages and at steadily earning fear. Its ability to gather Dahan to fight back when defending can make a huge difference, changing a stalling tactic into a blow against the invaders. So we'll see that. The starting cards here are Whispered Guidance Through the Night, Mysterious Abductions, Eerie Noises and Moving Trees, and Boon of Watchful Guardian. You might notice that these are all unique to, or these starting cards are unique to Horizons, but the the major and minor power decks that you'll see actually come. The Game of Horizons comes with basically a carbon copy of the Spirit Island decks. So those will all be familiar cards to anybody that's played Spirit Island. Um, Something to note is that a lot of the wording has been clarified on the Horizons of Spirit Island card deck, so I've actually gone ahead and just retired my regular Spirit Island card deck, and I'll just be using the Horizons deck from here on out, regardless of whether I'm playing with the Horizons component or not. The Rising Heat of Stone and Sand puts two presence on the starting board in the highest number sands. It'll be right here. And it starts with 4 unique power cards and 0 energy. The starting power cards for Rising Heat of Stone and Sand is Call on Herders for Aid, Gift of Searing Heat, Stinging Sandstorm, and Sweltering Exhaustion. And hopefully I'll be able to get those card images up on the screen for those who want to follow along at home. Alright, now that we've done the spirit setup, I'm going to flip these over. I'll get these tokens laid out. And this is the first time I've played with these spirits. I did one practice game using Fathomless Mud of the Swamp, which I think were really interesting. And then I also, that's the Fathomless Mud of the Swamp, and I also use the Sunbright Whirlwind. These are spirits that come with Horizons. Unfortunately, they are on like cardstock rather than the chipboard that you find in all of the other spirits. But that's alright. I think you can buy the chipboard version direct from Greater Than Games. Or maybe you will be able to in the future. It doesn't bother me. Although maybe I will eventually upgrade just to have the unified experience. Let's see. And then we'll get these on Rising Heat. Something that's interesting is that I've heard is a lot of people actually like playing some of the low complexity spirits, and so the base game Spirit Island came with I think 4 that are considered low complexity, and then a lot of the other content that's been released, those spirits become more and more complex as you delve through the content available. But here in Horizons of Spirit Island, they went back and came up with some new low complexity spirits, which I think is really interesting. I like that they can still find new, interesting ways of keeping things fresh without necessarily having to constantly increase the complexity of the game. I'm very excited to get into some of those complex spirits, but I worry it might make for some pretty boring videos as I grapple with that complexity. Because I kind of hope to do a lot of this for the first time live here or recorded here on video for you to watch. Alright. Let's see, I think we are ready to go. Put these tokens on the boards. And I'm going to just read over the cards real quick, get an idea of how I want to start the turn, and I'll bring you back in when I've made some choices. Before I get too far, I do want to say that I forgot to do the first invader step. This is actually part of setup where you reveal one of these cards, put explorers where necessary, and then you proceed into the first turn. So we're going to explore into jungles. That's a coastal jungle. Here's a jungle that's inland but is within reach of existing settlement. This jungle also is within reach, as is this one. So we've got explorers in all 4 jungles. Alright, let me read up on the cards, make some choices, and I'll bring you back in. Alright, welcome back. Let's see, I've chosen the growth option. I think both of the spirits are going to do something very similar. Let's increase our card options. Let's get at least one disc out there on this turn, and let's get some energy because both spirits start with no energy. So let's start at the top with the growth. Eyes will draw a minor power, so we'll get 4 options out here. We'll take a look at these. That is Veil of the Night's Hunt, Gift of Power, Visions of Fiery Doom, and Nature's Resilience. And hopefully, like I said before, I'll get those up on the screen so you can read along with me at home. Let's see. From strictly a elements perspective, I do like Veil of the Night's Hunt. It would give me Moon and Feather. Nature's Resilience, though, is a defend. It provides Earth, and I think defend triggers the Eyes Watch from the Trees special ability. And this provides a way of cleaning up blight, so that might be the way to go. Veil of the Night's Hunt. For each Dahan present, choose a different invader. 1 damage to each of those invaders, and that's a fast power that's actually really clever, and they're both 1 cost. Gift of Power is nice, just for the ability to gain cards. I just don't think I have the tempo to handle that right now, so it's unfortunate that I drew it this particular time. So I think I'm definitely going to say no to those. Wait. It was this one. There we go. I do like the ability of just lashing out with a bit of damage, especially from Eyes Watch from the Trees, who doesn't really do a lot of damage. I don't know whether to play into their strength or try to complement their strength. I'm going to go with the Veil of the Night's Hunt. Hopefully that pays off. And then we'll place a token out on the board within 3. So I think Eyes really likes to be in jungle, and there's a jungle right here that I do have some concerns about, and that's within 3. Seems like the way to go. Alright, let's move on to Rising Heat. We'll do minor power gain. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. And those are Voracious Growth, Drought, Dark and Tangled Woods, and Reaching Grasp. Let's see. From the elements perspective, I'm not really seeing anything really great. Drought, probably the leading contender. Reaching Grasp, not too far behind. Voracious Growth does provide some blight removal. Hopefully I'm not going to have to deal with too much of that. And it does 2 damage. The special ability of Rising Heat is in their Sacred Sites. Invaders have 1 fewer health, which means that towns would have only 1 health and cities would have 2. Obviously, or it says you can't go below 1, so unfortunately it doesn't insta-kill the explorers. I'm not going to be doing a lot in mountains or jungles necessarily, so I don't think that makes a lot of sense. I like the elements on Reaching Grasp, but I just don't know how much I need that right now. The target spirit gains +2 range. Let's see, we do have quite a few sun symbols, so we might be able to get the kicker on this. We'll go with drought, see how that plays out. Alright, let's complete the growth action. So we did the power, let's get a card out there. Unfortunately, both of these spirits seem to be low on energy income, so rather than getting extra card plays up front, which is something I like to do, I'm going to focus on the first row on both of them at least until I get up to the next income step. Unfortunately, this one, it was 2 1s in a row, which doesn't do any good. And this one, it's still 1, but at least we have a free element symbol there. And I want to focus on maximizing my sacred sites as much as possible. So within one range of starting here, I'd like to get onto the coast and maybe start dealing with the city. Let's get some energy income, or some growth income here. This was gain 1, this is gain 2, then we'll go to our standard income phase, and each spirit will gain 1 more from their energy per turn. We'll get to choosing a power and playing it and paying for it. Alright, welcome back. For the Eyes Watch from the Trees, we've chosen Mysterious Abductions. It's a fast power that adds a fear and then does 1 damage in a range of 0, targeting any land. This first turn, let's just try to cut down on the number of builds as we build up our power. So that should take care of the build that will happen here. The Rising Heat of Stone and Sand, my goal, this is a slow power, but my goal is to move some Dahan around and then try to push some invaders into my sacred site to reduce their hit points so that maybe next turn I can do some additional damage. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, so I'll do my fast powers. There, Mysterious Abductions, I'll do 1 fear and deal 1 damage, targeting this land here. That's all I have for fast powers. So we'll move into the invader phase. We have no Blighted Island. I'm not using those cards even though I have them available. They're not part of Spirit Island or Horizons of Spirit Island. Maybe in a future, or maybe in the next video, I will have blight cards in play just for the extra variety. Then we'll move on to fear effects. I have not earned any. And then Ravage, there is none. Build, there will be some building being done. Let's see, we'll get a town here, we'll get a town here, and we'll get a town here. And that should be it. Then we'll have another explorer in wetlands. Alright, so we'll get what explorers out here, here, and here. So we get all 4 wetlands explorers. Move this down, and then we'll move into the slow powers. It's just the one really. Call on herders for aid. Let's see. I would like to push these out into here. I think that may be my best option right now. So within 2 range, I'll target this land. I'll gather up to 2 Dahan, and then for each Dahan present, I will push 1 explorer, town, or Dahan. So I'll push the explorer and town there. And now time passes. Discard out. And we will go back into the top of the round. I'll consider the options and I'll bring you back. Alright, I think this round, eyes watching from the trees, we're going to place out two presents. One has to be range 2, and the other, or range 2 or nearer, and then the other has to be range 0, moving from a place that already has presence. So range 2, and right now I guess my concern is primarily right here. So I'm definitely going to put a token right there, and I might just double up now. I think I might actually, no, I do want to be, and that's the entirety of the growth for Eyes Watch. Rising Heat, we're going to do the same thing we did last time. We're going to gain a card. We'll do draw 4. Alright, those new cards are Uncanny Melting, Elemental Boon, Delusions of Danger, and Rouse the Trees and Stones. Let's look through first at the elements available. I have a Moon on Delusions of Danger, and I've got a Earth on Rouse the Trees and Stones. Elemental Boon lets you choose 3 different elements and either have them or share them with another spirit. Might be useful. I do like Uncanny Melting, but I think I'm going to go with... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong spirit when I'm looking at elements. I do like Rouse the Trees and Stones. I'm going to go with that one. Alright, and then I will add a presence. And while I'm at it, I will gain 2 energy. Let's see. Let's put this down, and it has to be within range 1. So we'll go right there. And now I will look at my options, and I'll bring you back when I've made some choices. Welcome back. The Eyes Watch from the Trees will play Whispered Guidance Through the Night and Boon of Watchful Guarding. Rising Heat will play Stinging Sandstorm. We'll move right into Fast Powers. I've only got one. I'll do Boon of Watchful Guarding. In one of target spirit's lands, defend 4. Target spirit may pay 1 energy instead to defend 8. So we are going to have Ravage 3 here and Ravage 3 here. But I've only got presence here, so I will do that. I'll have a defend token with a 3. There we go. Then we'll go into the invader phase. We'll do Ravage in jungles. We'll add a blight here and destroy this Dahan. Unfortunate. No Ravage here. Let's see, we'll defend 3. Well, actually, it's actually defend 4. They're just going to attack with 3, so it'll do no damage. And then I've got 4 attack going back. And then since I destroyed a town, I'll generate a fear. And then down here, there's no Ravage. We'll go into build. Wetlands will build. We'll do a city there. A town here. A town here. And a town here. Alright, then we will reveal our new explorer. It's in the mountains. So we will have an explorer there, 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 and there. Alright, now moving into the slow phase. Let's see. Stinging Sandstorm. My plan is to move one of these presents here to either here or here to activate my special ability. Probably pick off a town if I can, especially since wetlands are ravaging. I need to do something about that. Up here, gather up to 3 Dahan invaders or presents, and a Dahan or present generates fear. Alright, well, let's start here. Steam, sandstorms, gather up to 1. Let's do this. Let's actually do it. Gather that there. It generates a fear and does 1 damage. That's enough to kill this town due to my special ability. That generates another fear. Oh, and Eyes Watch from the Tree, their ability triggered as well. So I would be able to gather 1 Dahan into this area here. I don't believe I want to. So let's see. The last thing we're going to do is within 1 range of a jungle that is a presence, I can gather up to 3 Dahan. Let's do that one, and this one. Hopefully that'll all work out. Alright, and then, let's see. Did not trigger an innate power. It might be a while before I'm able to. Alright, time passes. Let me make some choices and I'll bring you back in. Alright, welcome back. This turn we'll be doing a growth action over here. We'll gain 1 energy. We'll put out, let's see, we'll put out presence token within 3. I do think we need some more coverage up here. We'll do that. And then we'll gain a card. And we have Shadows of the Burning Forest, Steam Vents, Lure of the Unknown, and Call to Isolation. Let's see. Element-wise, they're all okay. Call to Isolation is actually not terrible. We'll do that. Down here, we're going to add a couple of presences. I think it's time to really lean into the special rule here. So we'll get up to 3 income and 2 card plays. And these have to go on mountains or sand, and that makes the choice pretty easy. So that special ability now becomes active in 3 different lands. Alright, let me look at the cards and I'll bring you back when I'm ready. We'll get our regular income. And then I'll look at the cards and I'll bring you back when I'm ready. Alright, welcome back. Things are starting to get interesting. Alright, start with fast powers. Fail the Knight's Hunt. For each Dahan present, choose a different invader, 1 damage to each of those invaders. So we're going to do that action up here. That immediately removes the explorer, knocks the town over, and knocks the city onto its side. And then the Eyes Watch from the Trees also triggered their innate power. I've got 1 moon and 2 earth, or 2 plant, I guess is what that is. And that will defend 2 and add 1 fear. So we'll do a defend 2. Right here. I think we're actually going to do it right there. I think that was the plan. Alright, down here, we've just got 1 fast action here. So I'm going to cover that up. We're going to add a fear, and then we're going to skip one ravage or build phase, and we're going to do that. Do that right there. Well, we're going to skip that ravage right there. All right, now we'll go into the invader phase. We'll start with ravage up here. Actually, let's start right here. Ravage 2, we'll do 3 minus 2, so I'll turn over the Dahan, but then Dahan can counterattack, take out the town, and there. The Ravage here, it'll do 5 points, so just about wipe out the Dahan, but they can counterattack, take out the city, and that'll generate 2 fear. And let's see, here we're going to skip the Ravage. Ravage does happen here, unfortunately, so we're going to get a Blight token. Alright, and then we'll go into build. We'll build right here, right there, build right there, and get a city right there. And now we will explore into jungles. There, 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 there. Alright. Oh. Now we'll move into the slow powers phase. I've got here 2 damage and push and explorer. I'm going to do that. I'm going to, so this actually only has 2 health, so I'll do that and remove, or get 2 fear generated from that, and then I'll push an explorer. I feel like we're probably due for sand soon. I might just push this guy over here just to bunch him up. Oh, actually, no, I can't do that because there's a blight there. So choose a different town. Alright, well, I can do something similar here. That way I don't have to fiddle with the fear. And then we'll push this right there. Alright. Then here we'll generate 2 fear. And we'll push up to 2 explorers or towns. And that has to be, yeah, we can do that. We can just push these, target this land, push them over here, and time passes. Alright, remove our reminders here. Reset the damage. Alright, and then I will choose some growth options and we'll bring you back then. Alright, this is pretty straightforward. We need to get our cards back in our hand, so we'll gain 1 energy. We'll get our cards back into our hand. I think this time we are going to choose a major power. Sorry, I don't need to shuffle these. So 1. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at these. That is Paralyzing Fright. Entwined Power, Tsunami, and Indomitable Claim. Alright. Entwined Power is really interesting. I might have to just go with that just because it's different. I don't think Indomitable Claim makes sense. Tsunami is interesting. I don't have the energy economy to afford 6. We go with Entwined Power. It's just really interesting. And I will discard probably call it Isolation. I don't think I need that. Alright. That takes care of that. Down here, we'll do something very similar. We'll gain energy. We'll get our cards back. Then we will, I think it's probably time to get a major power over here as well. So we'll draw 1, 2, 3, 4. Cleansing Floods, Infinite Vitality, The Trees and Stones Speak of War, and Power Storm. Let's see. Power Storm definitely speaks to me from an elements perspective. I do like Infinite Vitality though. Or Cleansing Floods. I feel like Rising Heat is just so offensive that these defensive cards really make sense, but also Cleansing Floods' ability to clean up Blight is, I think, pretty effective with the rest of the cards that I've got. It's awfully expensive to play though. I don't know if I'm ever going to have the kickers either. Probably end up with the kicker for Infinite Vitality sooner than that, so I think we'll go with Infinite Vitality. And let's get rid of Gift of Searing Heat. Alright, let me look at the board, come up with a plan, and I will bring you back in. Bring you back in. I forgot to do regular income like usual. Do that. And then pay for these. Alright, let's see if this plan holds together. Alright, up here, I am going to use Entwined Power, so it's going to target Rising Heat, so they can use each other's presence on the board. Rising Heat will gain a power card. It will choose a minor this time. Let's see. Enticing Splendor, Encompassing Ward, Purifying Flame, and Land of Haunts and Embers. I like Purifying Flame. I like Purifying Flame a lot. So I'll go with that. And Eyes Watch will get one of the leftover cards. Go with Encompassing Ward. Alright. Now moving on with Fast Powers. Mysterious Abductions. It's going to generate 1 fear and do 1 damage in a place of presence. Because I can use Orange Presence, and because of the special ability here, I can actually kill this and get a fear from that. And then we've got a fast power down here. Sweltering Exhaustion generates a fear. Get another card out. And we get to skip a Ravage or build action within Sacred Site. I don't think it really matters which of these two mountains I avoid Ravage in. They're both within range. I'm just trying to decide where I don't want Blight more, and I think it's going to be right here, so I'm going to skip Ravage right here. Alright. And this actually, I think this triggers... Yes, it does. We get the first level of Mischief and Sabotage here, because we've got a moon and 2 plants. So it'll generate a fear and defend 2 in one location. So let's get that out. Let's see. It's within 1 of a Sacred Site, so that works out really well, actually, because I can defend 2 there. That will prevent a Blight. We're not doing much about jungles this round, but I think we're ramping up our power for sure. Alright. Oh, and this will actually trigger as well. I need to remember to do that. Alright. We'll go into the invader phase, and this time we actually have some fear cards. So it's interesting. So I'll flip these over in the order that they were earned. We're still in Terror level 1. This is Seek Safety. Each player may push 1 explorer into a land with more towns or cities than the land it came from. Well, that's good. Let's see. So we can clear out some jungle space. So we'll move that there, and we can move this here. That'll actually knock out that explorer. That's actually kind of nice. Alright, done. Next one. Lands with a presence have defend 2. Oh, well, that's interesting. Just put some quick reminders down in places that is interesting. I think it mostly wastes time here because most of these lands aren't going to ravage, but I've been known to forget things before. There's no presence. There you go. Doesn't have presence. Alright. Interesting, but probably doesn't actually do anything. Alright. Now we'll go into Ravage phase. Starting here. Does 1 damage, and then the Dahan counterattack. And then here it does 3 damage. Soak 2 does 1 damage, no counterattack, but no blight. Here, 1 damage. It's soaked, but it doesn't really do anything. And here we're actually going to prevent the ravage from occurring. Alright, now we'll go into build. We will build here, and then it'll be a city. We'll skip here, thankfully. We'll build here, and it'll be a town. And we'll skip there. Alright. And then we will explore coastal lands. Go there, there, and there, there, there. Here. Alright. And now we get to the slow powers. Alright, we've already used this one. Let's see, I can do 2 damage to explorers in a land that's one from side of power. Well then, I think we'll do this, even though I still can't use the blue presence, I believe, from here. Yeah, I think it's for the whole turn. Let's do that. And get these out of the way. So we've used that. And now we can do this. Unfortunately, it only does 1 damage, but it will generate fear. Guess we'll clean this up. That'll save some drama in the jungle for next turn. Alright. Oh, yeah, I opt not to move a presence. Actually, kind of do want to move a presence in there. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Time passes. Alright, let me plan out some growth options and I'll bring you back in. Alright, I think I've chosen to get some more presence out on the board. I'll be doing one from each row here. One of these can be range 2, but the other one has to be range 0. I think I'll come down here into this jungle, and then I will double up there. Yeah, I think that's good. Alright, now here I can only extend into mountains and sands. And then we do one of each row. I can go up to 3. I think I'm going to come up here and do Sacred Site right there in that sand. Let's get our income. 3 there. 3 here. And then I'll look at my options and I'll bring you back. Alright, I think I'm ready. We'll be doing Boon of Watchful Guarding, Encompassing Ward, Purifying Flame, and Rouse the Trees and Stones. Let's see, so we'll go into our fast powers. I'm trying to decide who to defend with Encompassing Ward. Let's see, if we choose Rising Heat, we defend here, but that doesn't actually ravage. The only ravaging this turn is here, which we would defend, and here. I guess that makes it pretty obvious. I should choose blue. Blue will be defending for 2 in each of his regions. That does trigger the special ability, I believe. Just gonna put these in the relevant spots. I don't think I need Dahan here. I would just lose the 1 Dahan in range there. So I think we will just skip that ability. Actually, that's interesting. Let's do that, and then the other fast ability here is I'm gonna spend 1. Wait, no, I don't need to spend the 1. I'll just to do the standard 4. I'll bump this up to 6 defense. With the Dahan here, I'll be able to pick off that town, perhaps. And then down here, I don't have any fast actions, so we'll go into the invader phase, and we will ravage in jungles. We've got defend 2 here against 3. It does 1 damage, and then I've got 4 counterattack, and that clears that out. We'll get 1 fear out of that. Then up here I've got defend 6 against 6, so it does 0 damage. I'll clear out a town using the Dahan, and that'll generate one more fear. Alright, that wasn't actually that bad. And then we'll build in coastal towns. This is not what I'm looking forward to. Built there. Built there. Actually get a city right here. We'll build right here. Build there. And we'll get a city there. It's just, coastal cards are pretty brutal. And then we'll explore in wetlands. Alright. Now we'll move into the slow phase. I actually will get to trigger the second line here. Not the first, but the second. So that gives me 2 damage within 1 of Sacred Site. And let me knock out this city, or knock out one of these cities. That might be better. No, this is wetlands. This is coming up sooner with a double whammy. So we'll do that. That'll get us 2 fear. So that's done. I'll do this within 1 of Sacred Site. I will do 1 damage per blight, and I'll take out this other city, or the town rather. We'll get fear. And then here within 1 of a Sacred Site, do 2 damage and push an explorer. Let's target up here and push an explorer over here into the jungle. Alright, that should do everything. We'll get everything cleaned up. Time passes. And we will clean up the board a little bit. I'll look at my choices and I'll bring you back. Alright, let's get that presence out there. So I'm going to uncover that moon and get 3 card plays. Come in here. And then similar down here. Let's come in here. Get that special ability working for us. Nope, can't do that. This has to go on mountain or sand. Let's come in here. Alright. Let's get our energy income. We got 3 up there and 4 down here. Alright, let me look at my options and I'll bring you back. Alright, well, I can clear out my hands, that's for sure. So infinite vitality. I wish I could move some Dahan around right now. Unfortunately, I can't. So here, infinite vitality, we're going to play that up here. This Dahan has plus 4 health, but it's got the kicker with 4 mountains. So it actually can't be damaged or destroyed. In addition, I get to remove a blight. Move it back here to the pool. Up here, I've got Veil the Knight's Hunt. For each Dahan present, choose a different invader, 1 damage to each of those invaders. And this is range 2 in a target land with a Dahan. I don't have a lot of Dahan anywhere that has invaders present. I think my best option right here is to use it on this target. And then I get to do Actually, no, I can use this to move Dahan. That might change what I did with this card. No, I think I still like it. So let's just target this. I'm not gonna push. I'm not gonna use the ore. I'm just gonna push, or I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna take out this town for 1 fear. That'll get us into terror level 2. All right, and I've got 2 moons. I've only got 3 of the plants though, so I get the second round, or the second line instead, 1 fear and defend 4. So I do 1 fear, and where can I defend 4? It's within 1 range of a sacred site. Fortunately, I'm going to do it here, and I'm also going to trigger the gather for that. So I'm going to defend 4 right there. So we've got a fear card to deal with here. We're in tier 2 or terror level 2. Each player may push up to 3 explorers or towns from an inland land. Since our coastal lands are ravaging, I'm not sure it really plays a whole lot into anything. You can push some things out of wetlands though, like that and that. So now we'll ravage up here. The Dahan cannot be damaged, and I can take out this town on the counter assault. Give me 1 fear. Here, I'll just earn a blight, unfortunately. Here, it'll attack for 1 and then get removed by the Dahan counterattack. Here, I will just unfortunately earn a blight. Here, I've got defend 4, which covers the 3 attack, and then the Dahan can counterattack and take out 2 of the explorers. And then here, we'll just have to take the blight, unfortunately. Alright, and then we'll build in wetlands. The city comes in up here. Town there. Town there. Town here. And we'll explore in mountains. There, there, and there. Clean up the board a little bit. Alright, now slow powers, that's done. Let me think about this, and I will bring you back in. Alright, I'm going to use this. I'm going to push these 2 over here. I'll generate 2 fear. I am going to pull the Dahan over here, and then I'll generate a fear. Let's see, I'll do 2 damage here. That will, I can clean out this with that, so I'll generate a fear. I'm going to do this, I'm going to gather 2 Dahan, and I'm going to, for each Dahan now, I'll push either a Dahan, a town, or an explorer. So I'll push the town and 1 of the explorers over here. I think I'm going to omit, or just not complete the drought card. I don't actually want to use that ability, mostly because I don't want to lose my presence. Alright, well that's the end of the round. Time passes. I'll get the board cleaned up and bring you back in. Alright, welcome back. Hopefully it's pretty obvious what the spirits are going to do. Reclaim our cards. Get an energy, and then I think we'll be looking at getting a major card here. Let's see, our options are Poisoned Land, Mist of Oblivion, Vengeance of the Dead, and Wrap in Wings of Sunlight. Mist of Oblivion seems likely. Although Wrap in Wings of Sunlight certainly plays into the spirit. I think we need to... We've got a lot of defense. I think we need some offense, so I'm going to go with Mist of Oblivion. And we are going to forget... Mysterious Abductions. It's just too slow of a card at this point. And coming down here, we'll reclaim our cards. We'll gain a power and 1 energy. Again, we'll be looking at probably a major power. Let's grab that energy. Find our options. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got Dissolve the Bonds of Kinship, Blazing Renewal, Winds of Rust and Atrophy, and Terrifying Nightmares. Dissolve the Bonds of Kinship is really interesting. No, let me go with Blazing Renewal. And we are going to discard, I think Drought. I've already got enough blight concerns. I don't want to worry about more, even though I think I never really used the card. What a waste. Alright, let's do income. 3 up top. Got 4 down here. I will look at my options and I'll bring you back when I'm ready. Okay, and we're back. I'm not feeling too great about this turn, but let's see what we can get done. We'll go right into the fast powers. I will be able to activate the first level of Mischief and Sabotage. Let's see, and we will have the first 3 levels of Scorch with Waves of Heat. Let's see. So I can add a fear and defend 2 there. Let's go ahead and do that. Here. Let's go ahead and use this. I'll go ahead and trigger this right here. 1 damage to each invader, so they'll take out the explorers. Knock this on its side. Got just 1 fast power down here. It is 1 fear. Oh, I need to generate a fear there, so that gets us a fear card. And we'll skip a Ravager build. And we can do that here, because that's within 2 range of... Alright, let's move into a Ravage. 1 damage here, does nothing. We'll skip it. We'll skip Ravage here. Ravage here was defended by 2, and the counterattack will take out the... Oh, you know what? Before we get too far into that, let's deal with the fear card that we generated. Alright. Fear of the Unseen, and we are in Terror level 2. Each player removes 1 explorer or town from a land with a presence. Let's see, I think blue might So maybe we'll just thin out some of these more troublesome areas. We'll remove that for orange, and this for blue. And those are remove, not destroy, so no fear generated from those. Alright, now let's move on to Ravage. Like I said, 1 damage there does nothing. We'll skip it right here. 3 damage minus 2 is 1, but then the counter attack will remove the town, generate 1 fear from that, and then no effect there. And then we're going to build in mountains, so we'll add town there, city there, town there, and town there. Right. And then we're going to explore in sands and wetlands. Alright, sands, wetlands. Alright, now we'll move on to slow powers. So I get a total of 2 damage to explorers and then 4 other damage that I can use for anything. I'm not sure exactly where that would be best used. Sure, it would be nice to get it up here, but I don't have. Oh, I can reach that. Let's go ahead and do that. So 2 damage to explorers, remove those 2, and then 4 damage will actually let me get rid of the town, or the city, knock the town over. Alright, so that's used. Alright, let's use Mists of Oblivion. We can target up to 3 away. I think if I target here, that will destroy, so it's 1 damage to each target, and each of these targets only has 1 health due to the orange sacred site. So that's 3, and then these are each 1, so that's 4, 5. So I'll generate 2 fear for the special ability, and then 2 more fear for destroying towns. And oh, you know what? I'm going to take that back a little bit. I'm going to target an adjacent space, and I'm going to push. Let's see. No, not those. Let's see. Can I target? I could target this. I could push another town in there for sure, and another explorer. This generates 2. And then these being removed, this generates 2 more. Okay. We'll change in the order there. Then we will rouse the trees and stones. We will target, I guess we'll target right here, and we'll just remove both of these. That generates 1 more fear. There's no explorers left to push. And then we're going to trigger Stinging Sandstorm and gather 1. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to gather that one there. And it does 1 fear and 1 damage. So we'll take out that explorer. That's about all we can do, I think. Alright, time passes. I'll choose some growth options and I'll bring it back in. Alright, welcome back. Up here will be gaining 1 energy, adding a presence onto the board. I think we're going to try to defend this spot right here, and we'll gain major power. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep track of what cards I have available to discard. Let's see. We have the Jungle Hungers, Pillar of Living Flame, Accelerated Rot, and Vigor of the Breaking Dawn. I don't think I'll get the kicker on Accelerated Rot, nor do I think I'll get it on Pillar of Living Flame. Pillar of Living Flame sure does look nice for the situation we find ourselves in, though. Yeah, and then we go with Jungle Hungers. That really plays into our situation right now. And we will discard Whispered Guidance Through the Night. Alright, and down here, let's move up on both of these tracks. Both of these need to go into mountains or sands. Let's do that. Alright. Now we'll do our regular income. I'll get 4 up top and 5 on the bottom. Let me make some choices on what cards we're playing, and I'll bring you back in. Alright, welcome back. We've got a few fast powers to go through. Let's see. We get the 2nd level of Mischief and Sabotage. And this is a slow power, but let's go ahead and mark that. We'll get the first 3 levels of that. Alright, fast powers, Infinite Vitality. I don't get the kicker on that, unfortunately. Because I think I've got... Yeah, I'm going to take care of this location using this card. Let's go ahead and do Entwined Power. You and target spirit may use each other's presence to target powers. Target spirit gains a power card. So we'll go ahead and do this. We'll add a minor power. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do Call to Tend. And then Eyes Watch will receive Devouring Ants, I believe. I'll go that way. Alright. In here, we'll activate this one. We will defend 4 here. So we'll put defend 4 reminder right there. Nope, that actually doesn't change anything. We'll do a defend 4 right there. I'm going to unplay this. I don't think I need it for the elements. And I guess I didn't actually get the first level there. I thought I had a purple on the track. Alright, so we'll just do the 2nd and 3rd level. Alright. And then we're going to activate this. I've only got 1 presence to put back. I'm going to put it right here. It's going to do 2 damage to each town and city, and these are 1 and 2 health respectively due to the special ability of having a Sacred Site, so that will gain us 3 fear. We are now on Terror level 3. Alright, believe that was my last fast action. Wait, no, we haven't done this. Yep. Okay, so we're going to do 1 fear, and we're going to defend 4 somewhere. Doesn't currently matter, so I'm not going to bother with it. Okay. Alright, and then we'll go into the fear cards. We have Dahan Raid. We are in Terror level 3. Each player chooses a different land with Dahan, and each 2 damage per Dahan. Let's see. That couldn't take out the city, unfortunately. I could clear out that. Wetlands are going to build this turn, so I could clear out both of these. Have 1 fewer build there. Let's do that. So these get removed. And next card, lands with Dahan have defend 2 per Dahan. See, I don't think it's going to matter at all. Nope, that doesn't go with Dahan. Okay. Alright, and then we'll go into Ravage. Nothing here. That'll be defended. 1 damage here does nothing, and nothing there. We'll build in Sands and Wetlands. Build that there. And more towns and cities in this one. Do that. And nothing. Okay. Now we'll explore mountains and jungles. Alright. So jungle. Jungle. Mountain. Mountain. Jungle. Jungle. Mountain. Mountain. Alright. Alright, now we'll do slow powers. Now that we're in Terror level 3, if we can just get rid of the cities, we could take a cheesy victory. Alright, so we do get the kicker on here, so this won't destroy Dahan. And I think we can do this, so we'll do 1 from a jungle that has presence right here to this right here. We'll destroy all explorers and all towns. And then we won't destroy Dahan, but we have the kicker, so we'll also destroy a city. That completely clears that out, and that generates 4 fear. And let's see. So we're going to do 4 damage here. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And that generates 3 fear. So that's done. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should have done that here. Let's do that instead. That actually generates 1 fewer fear. But I think No, never mind. I'm gonna keep that. Let's see. I'll just target this card here. And I think I'm gonna just use this card to remove this plate. I'm not sure how best to use this. Yeah, let's gather these here, and then I can push these over here. Alright, time passes. I'll get some growth options figured out, and I'll bring it back in. Alright, that didn't take long to decide. Let's get those cards back out. Let's go with the minor power. Entrancing Apparitions, Quicken the Earth's Struggles, Song of Sanctity, and Savage Mob Beasts. Let's see. Oh, I think Entrancing Apparitions might be the way to go. Actually, no. Savage Mob Beasts, that has potential. Yeah. It's slow, though. Let's go with Entrancing Apparitions. And then we'll get our cards back. Alright, and then down here we'll do something very similar. We'll gain an energy. Let's go minor. Probably should go major, but I'm kind of low on energy at the moment. Probably gonna go between Drift Down into Slumber and Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth. Yeah, let's stick with the offensive. We're really close to getting this game wrapped up. I don't think I've done very well, but I think we're about through it. And then we'll get our cards back. That's a lot of cards. Hold on, let me check the recording and I'll figure out where I went wrong. Got everything sorted back out. Let's get income first. 4 up top. And 5 down here. Let me look at my options and I'll bring it back in. Alright, and we're back. Right now I've got a plan. Alright, up here, the Boon of Watchful Guarding, we'll use that. We're not going to pay the extra, so we'll just get Defend 4. And I believe we'll be doing that right here. Shouldn't actually matter in the grand scheme of things as long as things don't go too bad. The Entrancing Apparitions, we're going to Defend 2, and I believe we're going to do that right here. And I could trigger my special ability. Yeah, why not? We can pull this in here. Shouldn't matter. And then here, the Encompassing Ward. I'm going to target the same spirit. And it's going to Defend 2 in each of its lands. But we're only going to worry about sands and wetlands. So this actually just becomes a 6. Sands and wetlands with blue presence. Alright. Doesn't really do anything at all. And then we'll also use, I think we're only going to get the first level of Mischief and Sabotage, but that's okay. We'll generate a Fear, and we'll Defend 2 in a site 1 from a presence, and don't think it actually matters. Why not? We'll make this a 4. There we go. Alright, that's eyes done. We've got 2 fast powers down here, infinite vitality. We're going to target that right here. So these Dahan, they actually become impervious to damage. And I think that's it. That's really all that's going to happen right there. So we will get a blight in that area, but I'm not worried about that. And then here, soul training exhaustion. We're going to gain a fear, and then we're going to skip. We're going to skip build right here. Yes. Yep. Okay. Now that's all our fast actions complete. We'll move into the fear card. We're in terror stage 3. Each player removes an explorer or a town from any land. Alright, so we'll remove this town from this land, and why not? Let me remove this explorer from this land. Alright, now we'll go to Ravage. Ravage here, defend, prevents the damage. Ravage here, nothing. Ravage here, defend, prevents the damage. And we get 1 counterattack, so that'll generate a fear. Let's see. Ravage here doesn't do anything. Nothing, nothing, nothing. This generates 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are impervious to damage. It will take a blight. But then the counterattack will do 6 damage, so that's 3, 4, 5, and 6. That'll do 3 fear. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Okay, now we'll move on to build. We're not going to build in this area. We won't build there because there's no explorer present. We will build a town here and here. We'll build a town there. We'll build a town here. We'll build 1 town here and 1 here. And that should be everything for build. Then we'll explore mountains and wetlands. So we'll get wetlands there, there, mountain and mountain. We'll get an explorer there, an explorer there, an explorer there, and 1 explorer here. Alright, now we'll move on to the slow phase. Just 2 to go, or 3, well, 3 powers to go. We'll get the first 3 levels of this, I believe. Yeah, all 3 of the first 3. So I'm going to target, let's see, I'm going to target here. I'll do 2 damage to the explorers, and then I get 4 damage total, so I'll take out the city, knock this over, generates 2 fear, but more importantly, we now have no cities left on the board, so immediately achieve victory. We didn't even need these other cards I had. Alright, and that's it. I could have done a lot better. I had 2 cards left in the Explorer deck, and I had one fear left to earn. So, like I said, I could have done better, but I'm pretty pleased with that. I'm not all that enthusiastic about Eyes Watch from the Trees. I think maybe a defensive strategy doesn't work quite so well alongside a very offensive spirit. A lot of the cards that I had could have benefited from having some more presence removal and some more blight out there, which the defense of Eyes Watch was preventing that from coming around. So I don't know if I'd pair these two spirits together again. I've got some ideas how I might pair up another duo from this set. There's one spirit yet that I've not played from Horizons, and I'll be looking to maybe get that in the next episode. So until then, please leave a comment. If you like the video, click like, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm looking to do a series on Spirit Island, so please look out for the next installment when it comes around. Until then, thank you for watching.